Today I'm sharing my quick test drive and the review of the 2025 refreshed Volkswagen Golf GTI. 225 by 40, 18-inch wheels, still produces 241 horsepower. It's 273 pound-feet of torque. You have the spare tire, you have the Harman Kardon subwoofer. No adaptive dampers though, so you can only get adaptive dampers if you are choosing the Autobahn. Hi everyone and welcome to my channel Roman Rides, and today I'm sharing my quick test drive and the review of the 2025 refreshed Volkswagen Golf GTI. This is 8.5, mark 8.5. This is the refresh for 2025. Let's see what changes Volkswagen has made to this GTI, how much it costs, how much it stacks against competition, how it drives, and then we'll sum it up. Let's go. All right, I'd like to start from technical specs. First of all, no changes. So unlike the Golf R, which has seen an increase in horsepower from like 315 through to 328, realistically even more if you take it to the dyno. This engine hasn't been changed for the GTI. It still produces 241 horsepower. It's 273 pound-feet of torque, which is around 370 newton-meters of torque, paired with 7-speed robotic DSG with dual clutches, dual wet clutches. It's 2-liter. It's mounted transversely. I want to say longitudinal. No, it's mounted transversely. It is 2-liter E AAA Gen 4. It's cast iron block. It's aluminum head. It's direct injection, obviously, paired with 7-speed automatic, as I mentioned before. It has a great tuning potential, so you can get stage 1 from APR Racing Line. You can put the cold air intake, the new intercooler, and you can be pushing 400 horsepower like easily, super easy. The only drawback is front-wheel drive only. I like the R, which comes standard with all-wheel drive, but not just regular all-wheel drive, but with 2 clutches in the back, so that it can drift. It has a drift mode, and there's no understeering, so it really yaws and it really turns in and out from the corners, which is a great benefit of the all-wheel drive. This is one just a front-wheel drive, but aside from that, it has a limited slip differential on the front axle, and additional to that, it has additional system so-called XDS, which actually employs brakes to avoid wheel spin additionally on top of the limited slip differential. Limited slip differential is a clutch pack system, so it can actually electronically adjust the amount of the slippage or the block of this limited slip differential. Aside from that, it's regular Moffician struts up front and multi-link in the back. And aside from that, like last time I showed you the Golf R with the Eurospec package with lighter wheels, forged wheels, and art velour system. This one is completely different. This is the GTI SE. So enough of the technical specs. Oh yeah, the fuel consumption. 27 miles per gallon combined, 24 city and 32 highway. So as you can see, the regular E8 AAA, the coolant tank is located here, your air box located here, your battery is located here, ECU is located here. And yeah, so the turbocharger is located in the back of the engine, the intake here up front. I would like to have, for this price, I would like to have the hood struts, obviously. So for 2025, what has changed? Obviously the same changes as for the Golf R, and obviously because this GTI you have the red stripe going across the headlights assembly. The headlight is partially blacked out in the inner side of the headlight. It is a reflector style LED light. There is no lenses. It's just like in the Golf R, there is a projector style LED light with lens. Inside the hand assembly here, we don't have the lenses. We have just a regular reflector style. And as you can see, the daytime running lights look really nice and menacing, I would say. And then you have your fog lights, like this 5 different spots and slots in the front bumper. And then you have your intercooler, you have your adaptive cruise control, and you have the black box there. You don't have 360 camera, but you have parking sensors all around. And these headlights, they have these adaptive features, so they can follow the road, and they have cornering lights. And what else do we have? The GTI badge has been moved from the fender to the door. Aside from that, it's 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires. It's 225 by 40, 18-inch wheels, 92H, M plus S. It's all season Pirelli. You have dual exhaust as usual on the GTI. Sounds good, especially in the sport mode, so which enables crackles and pops and bangs and everything like that. As you can see, it's very practical hatchback. I think this is the king of the class, especially considering that the name of the class, which is the Golf class, how people call it in Europe, for example. I think this is the leader in the class. So obviously with the ergonomic approach, like Germans always do, you have everything covered in the in this what was that? I forgot the name of this material, guys. So anyways, you see it's covered like kind of like a carpeted material. So no bare plastic here. You have additional floor mats. It's additional equipment on top of the base MSRP. You have the spare tire. You have the Harman Kardon subwoofer, instruments in order to change the tire. And then you have the first aid kit there. You have the cargo cover. Obviously it's not power operated, it's manual. But this is how you open that. This is the same spot where your rear view camera hides actually, which is very neat and cool decision, tracing back to Golf Mark V, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look how I would sit behind myself. So I'm 6.3 tall, as you can see. I can sit like that. Obviously not full up against the front seat, but sitting like that, a bit relaxed and laid back. Map pockets here. I thought that it has 3-zone climate control. Unfortunately, it has only a single zone climate control, but still you have AC vents, you have 2 USB Type-C chargers, additional mat pockets here, you have your armrest with 2 cup holders here, and this is the genuine leather. An interesting fact that even though it's genuine leather, you don't have perforation for the back passenger, for the rear passenger. Still, you have the piping, you have the red stitching, but no perforation. One interesting thing, I have just noticed that. But still, it is Vienna, how Volkswagen called this, Vienna leather package. It's not a standard equipment. Even though it's SE, it's not the base ACE, it's not the base S. Still, you've got additional package. It's around 1,300 bucks. I will show you just in a second. The car is produced in Germany. And what else we have? You have 3 memory positions. We have fully power operated front seats for the driver, for the passenger, with nice bolsters, with GTI embroidery there. Integrated headrests, black headliner, the sunroof with the manual sunshade. These seats, as you can see, they are perforated, unlike the back seats, and they are heated and ventilated. Also, you have heated steering wheel, and you have padded leather surfaces here, which is a special equipment on top of the regular SE trim. Then you have the cup holders here in the doors pockets. They are lined with kind of carpet material. You have power folding mirrors. They are heated, they are automatically dimmed, and all automatic window switches. So let's get inside and see what's inside. So you have the flat button steering wheel, Volkswagen logo, and then we are back to the physical buttons. Guys, as you can see, Mark 8, when it debuted here in 2022 for the American market, as I remember, it had these touch capacitive buttons, and a lot of people, they really hated that. So Volkswagen brought back the physical buttons, but not for the R, but for the GTI. The reason you don't see physical buttons on the R, because there is the R button, which cannot be physical from what I understand because of all this hardware, software systems, whatever. But since GTI doesn't have the R button, they brought back the physical buttons. You have the GTI badge here, paddle shifters for your S-tronic, for your DSG robotic transmission. And then you have the updated infotainment system. It's not about bigger screens or larger screens. It's about faster processing powers. So it's got a new chip, the new ECU processing chip. It's faster. It works really nice. As you can see, the reaction time is great. You have other menus, so you can go up and down. You can cycle through different menus. It's working faster. They have finally sorted out, if you remember, like the first the first system versions on the Volkswagen ID4, that was horrible. That was super slow, super laggy. There was freezing and disconnect. And now we have wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Everything works super nicely. You have a custom mode. Unfortunately, this doesn't have adaptive dampers, but you can still change the exterior engine side, interior engine side, drivetrain, steering wheel. It is adjustable steering wheel. It's called, let me double check, variable ratio steering wheel. So it's 2 full rotations from dead zones. You see? So the steering wheel is super quick. You will see that in the driving section of the video. The sitting position is very nice, very comfortable, especially with these grippy bolsters, with this aggressive bolstering here. This is your shifter, your levers. You can see you can deactivate. So as you can see, you can enable the rear view camera. It's not 360, but still you have parking sensors all around, which is nice. You can enable the anti-roll function, because this is not the conventional automatic transmission. So when you stand in uphill, so that car doesn't roll back, there is a special function which will actually keep this car from rolling back. So 15-inch screen, heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. The fully digital gauge cluster is not that adjustable like it used to, or at least I'm comparing to my Volkswagen RTN 2021, but still looks good. The resolution is nice, no heads-up display, but you have Harman Kardon audio system. And let's take a look how much it costs. Before we do that, I want to say that you have adjustable central rest, so it slides forward, slides back, and then you can adjust the height of that. So it's really nice. It can go all the way down, or you can fix it here, which is really nice and comes in handy, especially for taller drivers like myself. 2025 GTI SE, moonstone gray exterior, Titan black leather interior. Warranty information, it's 4 years of 50,000 years. 4 years of 50,000 miles. Limited warranty against corrosion perforation, 7 years, 100,000 miles. 24-hour roadside assistance for 3 years, 36,000 miles. The base MSRP for the SE model, $37,420. This leather package, it's called SE leather seating package, $1,300. Includes Vienna leather seating surfaces for the first and outboard second row, power adjustable driver's seat with position memory, ventilated front seats, padded leather door panels. Automatic dimming rear view mirror, $405 with HomeLink function, and then carpeted mats. So the price for this specific car is $40,755, including destination charge. So almost $41,000. The base price for the GTI S starts at around $34,000. Unfortunately, no manual transmission anymore, only S-tronic robotic DSG. As you can see here, the top trim would be Autobahn Edition. Autobahn Edition will feature adaptive dampers on top of that. So the fully loaded Autobahn will be around $44,000. So if you were talking about comparison between the Golf R and Golf GTI, the spread between them, between base versions, is almost 15 grand. Like, no, not 15, 13 grand or 14 grand, because the base GTI S costs 34. The base Golf R with all-wheel drive costs around 48. So 14 grand difference. Whether it's justifiable or not, it's up to you. But if you have extra money, I would spend it on the Golf R, especially considering very nicely equipped rear axle with 2 clutch packs, imitating the drift mode, and it can send the power to either of the wheels, like up to 100%, from 50% getting from the engine. So aside from that, I think it's time to take it for a quick drive, and then we'll sum it up. 2025 GTI refreshed 8.5 for a quick spin. So just recently I tested the 2025 Mark 8.5 Golf R, and now we're testing the GTI. So the little brother. Today I also tested the 2025 Nissan Z, or Z. And even though these are completely two different vehicles, I'd like to compare these two cars as if the GTI and driving the GTI would be like operating a very highly capable, very sophisticated machine where you would be an operator. So less connection with the actual thing, the actual mechanism you're gonna drive, you're gonna operate, right? More like a synthetic, less emotional. While the Nissan Z, especially with manual, which I test drove today, that would be like riding a horse. So a rider, a horse rider, obviously you feel everything, right? So like something between the prancing horse and horse rider. So you have to, you have to find an approach how to properly ride a horse. And that's like in comparison with Nissan Z. And now here, it's much easier. No more manual transmission, DSG, 7-speed dual clutch. Everything is properly configured, properly done in terms of ergonomics. I mean, Volkswagen has been doing that for 50 plus years, from the first generation of the Volkswagen GTI, the Rabbit. It was called the Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken, here for the US market. And now this is the 8th generation of beloved Volkswagen GTI. And I think if you are in the market for something like this, you probably on the fence between Elantra and Subaru WRX, Honda Civic SI, or maybe Honda Civic Type R. I'm not sure. Probably Type R is a better comparison with Golf R. Obviously, we're talking about horsepower numbers. It's obviously closer to Golf R. Make no mistake here. So this is a competitor to the Honda Civic SI, but definitely it will destroy the SI in like 5 seconds, literally. I mean, the way it drives, it's more powerful. It is not 1.5, it's proper 2-liter E8 888, which has been refined and modified throughout the years, throughout the run of this Volkswagen GTI model. And super quick and snappy transmission. And I think it's nowhere near, I mean, the SI is nowhere near as, I don't know, fast, capable, refined as this one. Especially for being your daily driver, I think this is one of the best vehicles. I cannot even compare this to Jetta GLI. Jetta GLI is good, but it's not that good, not that refined in terms of steering input, throttle application input, overall engine performance and tuning. It has a proper lock-in front differential to avoid a lot of spin. No adaptive dampers though, so you can only get adaptive dampers if you are choosing the Autobahn, the full Autobahn. Some pops and bangs and burbles. Obviously you can adjust that in the infotainment system, no problem there. And yes, after test driving the Nissan Z, definitely less connected vehicle, but it's like a Swiss knife, right? So you don't have to be emotional with your Swiss knife. You just apply it where it has to be applied, and it does its job like very nicely, no problem. And so this is kind of the same story here. Yes, it's kind of synthetic, I would say, but in terms of general capability, general configuration, how it drives and how it handles, the ergonomics, the sitting position, the riding comfort, the visibility, everything has been honed in throughout the years and refined to the level where it's just like a home, especially if you're coming from another Volkswagen. I know some people say, hey, Volkswagen has not been so reliable as Honda or Acura or Toyota, for example. And some people say that, like, take a look at the numbers, like sales figures, right? Because Toyota produces and sells more their cars, then their cars are better. But it's a very false statement. It's not about how many cars the manufacturer sells. It's not about sales. It's about the car in general. Like, for example, personally, I own a Volkswagen Arteon 2021. Before it got the DSG and 300 horsepower E8 888 Gen 4 engine. Still, I love my car. Have had it since new, and like coming, getting out and getting in, like Volkswagen Arteon here in the GTI. I mean, it's you're feeling as at home, something that you have known for years. This is how I would describe the driving experience here. It's so cool. It's super quick for what it is. Obviously, it's much less powerful than the Golf R. But the thing about this car, first of all, it's much more affordable. And it still pulls hard, very nicely. Some people compare the GTI with, for example, this car, the upfront, the Mazda 3 turbocharged version, but they're nowhere near as, horsepower numbers, yes, they are pretty similar, but the driving experience, the refinement of that vehicle, the emotional part, even though I compared this to being an operator, still it's much more emotional, make no mistake about this car. It is extremely fast, and one interesting feature about this car compared to others, maybe obviously it's not something new if you have been driving Volkswagen for many years, but the tuning options and how much you can tune this car, how much you can get, like a regular stage 1 will get you something like 350 horsepower, 340 at least. And the engine itself, the cast iron block, aluminum head, it has proven to be extremely reliable, super capable. You can tune it, you can add more horsepower, and it's cheap horsepower. Like you can add extra 100 horsepower from APR Racing Line, something like that, for like as low as 600, 500 bucks. And this will wake up the car completely, I tell you. Especially considering it has a lock-in front differential. It's super, super engaging experience to drive this car. Yeah, the bad asphalt, road imperfections, definitely you feel that. It's not trying to isolate you, right? But still, it is very, very a livable car, I would say, like that. So you do not make any compromises buying this car. It can be your daily driver, even though you may have a child. You can put the child seat in the back. It won't be a problem. It will not break your bank. And the total, like the overall value proposition is just amazing here. All right, I had to stop here. So camera is nice. It shows you the rear cross traffic alert. As soon as you're done, it stays on for a couple of seconds and then it goes away. All right, guys, hopefully you can see what I can see right now. So some people commented, then they left comments about that they can only see the sun visors, but hopefully it's not true. You can see more than the sun visors, right? Let me know in the comment section, trying to make this as better visible as possible. It's producing very strange, very weird noise. Like when you accelerate like 25-30% throttle application, it does produce a quirky sound which I cannot even describe. I don't know, you have to drive this car. So overall it's very capable car. Like for extra $600 you can get Racing Line Stage 1, APR Stage 1. You can throw the intake, cold air intake, and maybe an intercooler, like a larger intercooler from Wagner or stuff like that, and you will easily get close to 400 horsepower. Yes, it will be front-wheel drive only, so you'll be struggling, struggling of realization of the full power, full torque here, right? Compared to the R, which has all-wheel drive by default. But still, it has got the front lockable differential. It's a clutch-based pack, which can actually manipulate and adjust how much the clutch pack is going to be locked or unlocked. So again, huge thanks to Vitaliy here at Volkswagen Brandon, again, for allowing me to test drive and make a video about this car. Super cool and one of the best in its class. I mean, to me personally, I think this is the best in the class. Hence, the class name is Golf Class. Like in Europe, for example, it literally says Golf Class. Alright, summing up 2025 Volkswagen GTI. This is the SE trim with optional leather package and floor mats and a few more options, bringing the price of this vehicle to almost $41,000, which is still like $13,000 difference between the Golf R from a previous video. There was the Golf R Eurospec package, lighter wheels, forged wheels, and then art velour seating surfaces plus the Eurospec package, right, with Akrapovic exhaust system. So again, this car drives phenomenally. I mean, it's just so nicely refined. It's fully sorted out. In terms of driving experience, I mean, as I mentioned, it's like a Swiss knife. It does everything as it should, right? So the comfort seating position, the grippy steering wheel, the grippy seats with nicely aggressive supporting bolsters. Additional package with leather and ventilated seats provide additional comfort, and it's fully powerful, power operated. You have road signs recognition, you have adaptive cruise, all the emergency system, all the safety systems, adaptive cruise and Harman Kardon black headliner. You have the moonroof. I mean, all these changes, obviously it's a carryover from the Golf R, or I should say it's the same as the Golf R. But the main thing about this car, even though it's got more expensive than it used to, for example, people who remember the Golf 7, Mark 7, Mark 7.5, they remember that those cars, they've actually assembled in Mexico. This car is taken from the Germany and getting imported to the United States. So it's a Germany assembled car. Obviously, it's more expensive than the car that would have been produced in Mexico, for example. On top of that, you have inflation. On top of that, you have more standard features like sign recognition, road sign recognition available on the base S trim. On top of that, you have tariff situation. So obviously, what would you expect? Definitely it's more expensive than it used to be. Like back in 2022, the base S version was the starting price was around like $32,000. Now it's 34. Last year, like 2023, it was 32. 2024, it was even more expensive, and now 2025, it's $34,000 for the base price, and then this one is almost 41 grand. So what would you say, guys? What would you take in this class over this car? Would you take like Civic Si, Subaru WRX, or what else can you get in this class? I think Hyundai Elantra N is more powerful, is more raw experience, but it's less refined for daily use. It's screaming I'm sporty and all that stuff, while this one is super toned down, is a sleeper to my understanding, to my perception, to be honest. As a Volkswagen owner, I would say that. So all in all, it's super fast, it's super capable. You can tune it for like $600 and you can be pushing like 320, 350 horsepower. So you really wake up the vehicle. And so the tuning potential is here. And the full, you know, the way that it actually puts down the power, considering the limited slip differential, which is lockable, it's just great. So less wheel spin, more acceleration, 0 to 60 in around 5.5 seconds, 5.7 seconds. So again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy watching this video. If you're looking for something in this class, I would highly recommend this Volkswagen GTI 2025. Again, huge thanks to Vitaliy here at Brandon Volkswagen. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe, hit the like button. I see you next time.